Raindrop, drip, drop top, top smoking, no cooking the hot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that.
Hello everyone, my name is Tiffany and welcome to my channel Foxey Sunrise. Today we have another pick a card reading, and today's topic is about how we best connect to the higher power, whatever you call it, universe, God, Most High, Sky Daddy. This is the reading about how you best connect to that energy. So all the timestamps for each group will be down below in the description box, as well as my Instagram and my podcast links. Also, stay empowered throughout this reading and trust what messages are meant for you and what are not. Pick as many groups as you're drawn to, and like I said, you can skip to your group by going down to the description box and picking on your timestamp. So let's go ahead and get started. Group 1, show your support. Group 2, love matters. And group 3, intuition in reverse. All right, I will see y'all at your groups. Hello, group 1. If you chose show your support, this is your rating and how you connect to the higher power. So I feel like this may be a rather sensitive group. I'm getting a couple of things. So one would be nature. When you're in nature, you may have a connection to fairies or fae or Celtic mythology or birds. I'm hearing sparrows. Or robins. This is like random. I don't know why I'm getting that this group may be pansexual or just very fluid. But the other message I was getting is that all you need to do is ask. It'll be very easy for you to actually connect. All you need to do is make the effort and show that you're interested in connecting. So just kind of make an attempt at like the first step forward. And maybe being in nature would be really helpful for you in doing that. Being in nature and possibly by a body of water as well. We have the number 40 here, and I'm really being drawn to the number 4. So I feel that you definitely need to be grounded before connecting. It'll help you better discern if you have any anxiety around like, is this me? Or am I actually communicating with God or the universe or whatever you call it? Yeah, I feel like this group is really sensitive. Cornered. Interesting. Maybe you're in need of this sort of sacred space to do this, or maybe you're being asked to create a sacred space to be able to connect. This card cornered makes me think of like a prayer corner, or like having a space in your living area designated for connecting. I'm also getting the idea, when I just said that, I thought of like creating a portal. So people have altars in their homes, and this is, it could be a shelf, it could be a windowsill, where you just burn a candle and you kind of make it a sort of sacred ritualistic practice, if that sounds in line with you. But as an example, creating a sort of portal in which you can more easily connect with the divine or your spirit guides. So having a sort of designated space where it's quiet and clean and intentional. And this kind of connects with this show your support. So showing your devotion almost, and it doesn't have to be anything crazy, but buying flowers, a bouquet of flowers, and just kind of setting it somewhere and kind of burning some incense every day around that space and just connecting in a very organic way and seeing what unfolds and seeing what's brought back to you. I want to look at the tarot. Hierophant and 5 of Pentacles. So one with the Hierophant, I'm getting again, there's this alignment with this and show your support. So I need to be really devoted and having a practice. So this needs to be a practice. You're going to need ritual around this. You may be an earth sign or connect with the energy of earth, like I said earlier. So Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. Mostly Virgo and, well, I guess all of them, but I'm getting Virgo. Yeah, Virgo and Capricorn more than Taurus, but and if you don't know your birth chart and you know your time of birth, there is a link down below in the description box if you're interested in checking that out, to calculate your birth chart. And if you're not, just ignore the signs. Don't think too hard about that if the message is still kind of resonant. So yeah, there's a need to really practice and even study. Do some studying. Some intentional studying, and see what your soul is being drawn to as far as creating your own unique practice. But with this 5 of Pentacles here, I feel like there may be a sort of drought. There may be sort of a spiritual drought. Or another thing that I was getting was there's a sort of there may have been a connection to spirituality or religion in the past, and maybe this is why you might have, for some of you, why you might have turned your back on connecting to a higher power. I'm getting Catholicism, but for some of you, maybe you've had a bad experience with a strict religious upbringing, but now there may be some sort of need isn't the word, but there's a sort of thirst or longing for that connection, that spiritual connection. It's almost it's almost as necessary as having a roof over your head. It's something that you feel more open to. It's something that you feel may bring some sort of structure or stability into your life, whether it's mental, emotional, But if this is something new for you, you can start with nature. Nature is a good place to start when you want to just kind of open up your heart to this path, as well as to ground. But there's going to need to be a sort of logical approach as far as for anyone who feels a little bit unaware or uninformed. If you're kind of starting fresh from a new slate, you're like, okay, I'm walking into this, I want to connect, but I don't know how. I'm not sure what I'm drawn to either. So there may be a balance of study as well as slowly but surely cultivating a practice. So starting simple, like I said, like burning incense every day, and that being sort of a ritual, taking a bath every night, praying over a bath. If prayer, is something that you're leaning towards, or maybe maybe you don't pray, maybe you chant or you say mantras. So I'm really getting a sense here that this group is being advised to explore other religious or spiritual sects and modalities to really see what connects with them, and then building a sacred space and sacred practice off of that, but devoting yourself to opening up to it, to showing that you're really interested in this connection, as well as if anyone relates to the religious upbringing part, beginning to open your heart again to heal those wounds and aspects from having that maybe stricter religious upbringing, and holding yourself as your own parent and giving yourself the spiritual support and nurturing that you may have lacked in the past. My community is supportive, loving, and active in the world. In reverse. Okay, that's interesting. So I'm really getting right now you're needing to individualize your own connection with spirit, with God. So this is really making me think of like a church group or even a spiritual community where maybe you're no longer resonating with that group, and you're having a lot of questions, maybe doubts, maybe you feel like you're being pulled a different direction. So it's really time to sort of make your own magic by building a foundation, a spiritual foundation that's attuned to you. And then by doing that, you attract the community that's best suited for you. If that is really what you want after, studying, after building your own ritual and practice. But right now it seems to me that at this time it's best for you to kind of go on your own solo spiritual journey to really begin to connect with a higher power, with God, and really separate yourself from the collective, what you've learned, what other people have told you, all those things, and really find what you believe and what makes sense to you. Virgo. That's funny, yeah. Yeah, Virgo, the energy of Virgo is all about ritual. It's all about day-to-day. It's all about practice, having a routine. So this kind of just emphasizes that there's a need to keep working at it. It may be that there could be, I feel the need to, I'll just say it. I always feel like I have to explain myself, but there could be a lot of different reasons why it may feel like you're not getting a connection or why something isn't working instantly. There could be trauma, there could be suppression, there could be a lot of different things, but it's important to create this is why they call it a spiritual practice. And Virgo is also all about health and nutrition and fitness. So maybe yoga could be something, burning incense and doing yoga and connecting with your body. But it's really important to ground and get out of your head with this Virgo energy here. Sometimes this could be really too analytical, too getting lost in the details. So if that sounds like you, it's really important for you to ground yourself through the body. Start there. Maybe change your diet. Look at what you're eating. Is your diet colorful, or is it very consistently one thing? Is it starchy? Not to judge it, not that you need to be on a diet, but kind of see like how diverse is your eating. Are you eating a lot of things that come from the ground that may ground you, or are you eating a lot of processed foods? So really that does take a lot of solo time away from other people, kind of honing in on your energy. Virgo is also associated with the Hermit and Tarot, which is sort of a person who's on their own solo journey. Virgo can be a little bit standoffish, for a lack of a better word. But Virgo likes to have their time to recharge. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, so that can be a lot of mental activity, nervousness, anxiousness. So there's a need to sort of have time to settle down and have your routines, and so that you feel more balanced. So let's pull an affirmation card and see what other messages you have. Messages for group 3 about how they can best connect with God, with spirit, with their spirit guides, how they best can connect with God's spirit and their spirit guides. I am just pure magic. Wow. Wow. I love that. I think you should definitely trust your intuition with this and allow yourself to kind of flow where you're drawn to. I think this group has a good idea of what I feel like this group already has an idea of a couple of things that they'd want to do to make it a spiritual practice. It doesn't have to look like anything else, but at least a routine. I think what's really emphasized here is a routine. Whether you're showing your support to the creator or just showing support to yourself by creating a routine that balances you, that grounds you. This isn't all the time, but when you're centered and you feel steady and you have an idea of the things that nurture you and you have a routine of doing that, then it'll be a lot easier to hear your inner voice, your intuition, to listen to your instincts, to hear God, whatever you want to label it, but also recognize that whatever you do, when you make it a routine and you make it special, it is magic. So you are the magic, you are the connection. Just remember to ground. Think about what you put in your body, the types of things that you intake, the types of things that are around you, and also kind of grounding into a sort of routine. So group 1, that is your reading. Let me know what you think down below. Comment, like, share, and subscribe for more self-empowerment, self-development readings, and I'll see you all in the next one. Love you. Hello, group 2. If you chose Love Matters, this is your reading on how you connect with the divine. Let's see. Open your heart. Open your heart Look in the mirror. Recognize the beauty within you and all around you. Your unique beauty. The purity of your soul. Pause and take it in. That's beautiful. It's easy to say self-love with this card, but I think it's much more than that. Let's see. Luck in reverse. I am sensing that this group hasn't had the best relationships. Like, you're a romantic, but you always end up single, or maybe you have people around you, like friends, maybe even family, that it's just like something is missing with them. Like, you can't seem to get the love that you deserve. I feel like this group is like very giving, very nurturing, very sweet. But it attracts people who kind of take. And so maybe that's why I'm feeling a self-love message, but deeper. Let's see. I want to look at the Emperor and the Four of Pentacles. This group, okay. I feel like this group, one, may have been dealing with toxic, either masculine figures or toxic people of power, people who may have bullied them, people who may have made them feel less than, people who may have made them feel like they can't trust themselves. With narcissistic tendencies or traits. And yet you're still yearning for this love, you're still yearning for something, maybe even a little bit of codependency. Looking at how she's holding this pentacle, like almost in need. Like, there's this need for love because of not getting it before, because of just the crappy people that have come into your life. And holding on to those stories, holding on to that heartbreak. And by doing this has indirectly affected your connection with spirit. So because of, say, gaslighting as an example, because of people making you doubt yourself, because of people making you feel silly, because of people calling you intense or crazy, or making you not trust yourself, it's affected your trust in your intuition, in your gut feeling, in your instincts. And so love matters here, because the image I got earlier was of someone spending a lot of time alone and discovering themselves. Earlier, I was just kind of saying the things that were coming into my mind. It wasn't really, I don't know if it made sense, But when I think back on how it sounded, it almost sounded like a poem of love to you. I'm getting, you need to be your own man, regardless of, I know this is very polarizing language, especially if you're fluid or non-binary, but, and I'm really working on that, trying to find other vocabulary, but in this example, it's just be your own. Caretaker isn't the word. It's like be your own knight in shining armor. Be your own advocate. Be the one that writes yourself poetry and hide it somewhere in your room. Buy yourself a bouquet of flowers. Treat yourself how you deserve to be treated. And there's a need to really release. There's like this hanging on to a little bit, hanging on to scraps. Okay, so it's almost like because of maybe not getting what you needed, not getting what you deserved, now there's like I'm just going to hang on to what I have and what little bit I'm given, because that's all that there is out there for me. I can't have 10 pentacles. I can only have 4, so I'm just going to sit here. I know I want more. I know, maybe you don't even know that there is better out there. There is something more out there. And I do want to say that connecting spiritually may fulfill you and may bring you the divine love, the love that is always infinite and overflowing that you're missing. And maybe it might spark something in you. It may, I'm seeing a light turning on. It may just reignite your soul. It may really fill you up and wash away the muddy, muddled waters of emotions, of just pain, of why me? And I hesitate to say that because I know not everybody's spiritual, and that may not be the way in which they want to connect or express themselves. But if you are feeling drawn to the path, even if it is just taking care of yourself, loving on yourself, dating yourself, being the best to ever have had you, being the best thing to yourself, that can be your spiritual practice. And just calling in a higher power to assist you in overflowing yourself with love inside and out, by giving yourself the things, saying the things, touching yourself in the way that nurtures and heals those wounds that were caused by other people. Forgiving them. I feel like this group, though, I'm really getting a sense that it's not really hard for you to forgive other people, but it may be more so that it's hard to forget. It's hard to move on from what has happened. And I really sense a purity, a pure heart. And I think it'll be easy for you to connect. But it starts with love. Love and letting go. Write yourself a letter, or write those other people a letter of how you really feel, even if you say you've forgiven them. Write a little bit. I'm really getting I'm really getting that. When I let others shine, I shine too. Gemini. Okay. Yeah. I'm really getting that it's time for you to shine. When I let others shine, I shine too. I think you've done that. I feel like it's time for you to let yourself shine, and that allows others to shine as well. Yeah, it's really time for you to become more empowered, to step into your power through your love for yourself and the assistance you get from the divine. Really trusting yourself again, believing yourself, where you're being drawn to. Gemini here in reverse, I'm getting there's a need to be playful, again, write and communicate, to reopen your heart and your perspective. With the twins, I'm getting shadow work. So shadow work could be, I think shadow work is sometimes just going back over what has happened, reviewing it and releasing it. So it doesn't necessarily have to be like, oh, I'm going back to see how terrible of a person I am, or or anything complicated like that. But it could be, like I said earlier, writing a letter. I said earlier you have a very light side, but allowing your dark side to come out as well. Like letting yourself be angry and upset and pissed and all the feelings that you have, talk about it. Create through it. Be really playful. Yeah, it's time for you to shine. To shine, to let go, and to love again. And that'll, I don't want to say reconnect, but that'll reawaken you to your connection, to a higher power, to spirit, to your spirit guides. It's like the connection is cut off because you aren't trusting yourself, and you're feeling a little bit disempowered. But that restructuring, that foundation can be rebuilt. It just may take a little bit of inventory and backtracking. Yeah. Okay, group 2. That is... Oh, oops. I forgot. I'm gonna shuffle for an affirmation card. Group 2. What else can group 2 know? What else does group 2 need to know? My future is an ideal projection of what I envision now. This just makes me, the only thing that came to my mind with this was to get out of your head, to get in your body, to be really sensual, to get really sensual, really feeling, tasting. If you're going through this sort of shedding process, it could be a little raw, so just make sure that you're as comfortable as you can be through it. And stay out of your head, as in allow yourself to sort of feel through things. And modestly analyze. That's the phrase that's coming to my mind. Modestly analyze. Yeah, my future is an ideal projection of what I envision now. Yeah. Daydream a little bit. Yeah, play in between the inventory. Okay, I think that's everything. So, I trust my inner voice. Alright, we're gonna end on that note, group 2. Let me know what you think down below. Comment, like, share, and subscribe for more self-development, self-empowerment readings. And I will see y'all next time. Love you. Hello, group 3. If you chose intuition in reverse, this is your reading on how you connect best with the higher power, with the divine. Get grounded, create, and listen while alone. Change. Okay. Maybe this group is a little resistant to being open. They either like fight their inner voice, like they just kind of ignore it. It just seems not silly, but it's just not the first voice that you listen to. So the voice will get quieter. There maybe is a transition that you're going through that is wanting you or pushing you towards opening up to this connection. Like, I don't know if it's like you can't change unless you do this. Like, spiritually open up and you're resisting it, or if it's like it's just some connection with like change involving you opening up. This change will open you up spiritually. Like, it goes hand in hand. Yeah, and there's butterflies around here. So it's just like this group needs to let go of some rigidity or like fixed narrow-mindedness, possibly. King of Pentacles and Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, this group seems a little bit more logical and in the material world. Like, you just... Now I'm getting this energy of like being boring. Earlier I was thinking of like color. Like, color will help spark your intuition. Like, this group needs more color. Needs more play, needs more vibrancy. I feel like you've kind of conquered the whole like pay bills, go to work, clock in, clock out sort of thing, but I don't know if that's really what you want. It's more of just like what you have been doing, what everybody else has been doing. You're like, what else is there? This is what I'm supposed to do, right? But something's missing. It almost feels a little stagnant. Like, you're just very much connected to like I'm hearing like upper management or like being promoted or corporate job, or just you're just very much connected to the real world. Just very connected to material growth. You may be a sort of serious person, but it's like I'm seeing a scale with like a brick on one side and like nothing on the other side. So it's just, I feel like you lean heavily on the material world to where you're like completely cut off of your intuition. And your intuition, I'm sensing, is what causes like a very colorful shift and change, and a life that is more dynamic and in flow. But I feel this group may even be a little bit controlling. Like, again, like I can see a person who like meditates, but they don't relax enough to kind of like open up to experiences that may happen in meditation. I'm almost getting a headache. I don't know. Maybe you get a lot of headaches. Like, you think too hard. Or you're just so it's like you're on autopilot almost. Like, it's just like, wake up, go to work, eat the same thing, shower, go to sleep. I'm almost getting like you need to change, like even change your routine a little bit. Like, change something small, like if you eat the same thing every day, change what you eat, or just start small if you're used to how things are. This group is consistent. I feel consistency in this group, but I'm almost getting a sense that like there's a need to sort of shake something up a little bit. Capricorn, oh man, yeah. I was feeling, yeah. Climbing that corporate ladder. I mean, people have different things that they want to do, but I feel like if you're here watching this video, if you're watching this YouTube video and you're curious about how to connect spiritually, then there's something in you that's like, there's more to life than clocking in and out and trying to climb up this escalator to the top of the pyramid. This treadmill, this hamster wheel. There's more to this life than the hamster wheel. Yeah, I'm getting the sense you're like comfortable. I'm also getting Taurus energy too, but I feel like you're comfortable. But again, there's like this like you're needing like a spice, like adding some hot sauce to your I'm just getting like bland food. I think this is a metaphor, but I'm seeing like bland food with no seasoning and no sauce, no anything. And like, yeah. I feel like this group should maybe go on a hike, something outdoorsy. I think outdoors is just good advice for anyone. Stepping outside could be, it's like the act of stepping outside helps you step out of a box, if you will. I hope that makes sense. So like going on a hike or walking a trail that maybe you've never heard of in a place that you live, or if you have the luxury of traveling, doing that, seeing something different that'll kind of get you out of this sort of drudgery, like routine of this is what I'm doing, but it feels empty at the same time. And I don't know, I'm going somewhere, but it also feels like I'm in the same place that I was before. Yeah. I live each moment with a presence of gratitude. Interesting. This just gives me like, when you shift your attitude, I'm hearing like blah blah blah, shift my attitude. When you shift your attitude, you can shift your perspective. So I think this group is really practical. So I'm also getting like moment by moment, like what do you want to do? And that can get you, not what do you usually do, not what is on your list of routines to do, you know, but just quick, fast, like right now, what do you want to eat? What do you want to do? I think that can kind of spark a shift in this monotonous trudging along. I live each moment with a presence of gratitude. So being present, you're already pretty grounded, but being present and allowing yourself to make a decision in the moment, starting with something small, especially if you don't like, if you are stubborn to change. I think I said Taurus earlier. Capricorn can also have this sort of energy of like a wise old soul, like you're 22 but you're ready to retire already. Like you have an adult job, like where you work like 70 hours a week and you're just like, I'm so tired. I'm ready to retire already. But yeah, so there's this sort of like old soul energy here. But yeah, I'm just seeing colors here. There's a need for some color. There's a need, I don't know if you're clothing, if painting isn't really calling to you, maybe like wear colors. I don't know if you wear like black and gray and browns and like even maybe your uniform, if you have a uniform, maybe like the uniform you wear is like very muted color, but like I'm getting like an emphasis on like you need color in your life, whether that's metaphorically or literally, you need color. And also just like a change up. So maybe like you go and get Subway every day, but maybe when you get off for lunch or something like that, or when it's time for you to get food, you're just like, let me just look at Google Maps and see what's in my area and just choose something random and just go off the cuff, change it up a little bit, and then begin to just see what unfolds. It's okay if it doesn't, it's okay if it's not perfect, but start to just, use the muscle a little bit and see what comes up from doing that. And if you're here and you chose this group and it resonates, then you're already kind of in tune with your intuition, at least a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good sign. If you chose this group, it's a dance. It's a tango. It takes two to tango. I'm here like telling you what the cards say, but it also takes a person on the other end of the screen to pick the pile, So you have it in you. I trust my inner voice. This came out with the second group. I am open and receptive to the abundant flow of prosperity that the universe offers. All my needs and desires are met before I even ask. So this makes me think like you need a little bit of playtime, color, like some spontaneity where you're putting yourself in situations where you need to listen to your instincts and your voice. Like let go of the routine and the places where you can like loosen up the shoestring a little bit of life, like loosen up a little bit. And yeah, start small with like food, changing up what you're eating, change up what you're cooking, choose a vegetable you haven't eaten before, like watch something different on TV. Yeah, and start to flex that muscle. Believe me, if you're here and this resonates, this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. So, and color, if there's a way that you can add color into your life, I'm really getting color, spontaneity, a hike, go outside and play, be playful, be present when you're making these decisions as well. Yeah, okay, group 3, that is your reading. Comment down below if you enjoyed it, if you have something to say. Like, share, and subscribe for more self-empowerment, self-development readings, and I will see y'all again soon. Love you.